Hey guys, this is your fiery friend the Infernoman here, and if you're into games, you're right where you need to be. But before we get into it, if you like the content that I put out there, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit me up with a like, or even better, subscribe to me. It really shows that people do care about my content. Now, if you have questions, comments, stuff you'd like to see played or discussed, you can @me on Twitter or chat directly with me as I stream 2 to 3 times a week on Twitch. A visual link for those are up on the screen right now, and I will have direct links in the details below. And for today's video, first let's start off by asking all of you a question. Have you ever been super hyped about something? Have you ever had maybe like a game that a company has been hyping up and everyone's been super excited to play and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this. This is going to be amazing. And it comes out and people forget about it months later. Oh, no, we're not talking about you, Cyberpunk. No, we're not talking about you, Kingdom Hearts 3. Although I feel like I could rant about those in another video. No, we're just going to stick to, again, Magic here. Basically, for this, what I'm trying to get at is, remember Brawl? Yeah, remember when Magic the Gathering hyped it up and then they made actually official decks for it? Yeah, and then the only thing people cared about buying those for was the Arcane Signet. Ugh. Anyways, so hopefully you didn't pay above MSRP for that. Yikes. The point I'm trying to make with this is going to be a small rant video about me going over the problem with Brawl. Now, to begin, I actually do like Brawl. If you guys actually want to, I will make some deck techs for Brawl. But the reason why I'm being held back on that, and I mentioned this in an earlier video in December, but I want to actually make this now a Brawl-focused rant. So, Brawl has the potential to be an exciting, very fun, and enjoyable format on MTGArena. The problem is, I think Wizards of the Coast is doing a very poor job of implementing both Brawl and trying to find out where its niche is in the formats of Magic the Gathering. So the following is going to be me just basically going over why I like the format, why I dislike the format, and some suggestions that I think would help make Brawl better. So first off, to begin, for those that actually don't know, or for those of you who don't remember at all, Brawl is basically Commander's little brother, in the sense that it's still a singleton format. You still pick a legendary creature, and in Brawl's case, you can also pick a planeswalker if you want to, as your quote-unquote commander. Remember that again, in this format, there are its own set of ban lists. It has its own set of different rules and everything, but it's mostly, again, just think of it, again, just 60 card commander, however, in standard. So the only other awkward thing about this is it's technically a rotating format just based upon what is currently legal in standard. So that's actually one of the first things I would like to address, which I will hold off on in a second. And this is also my biggest concern with the format. On the one hand, I would love to have something on Arena, and I know we're not going to get Commander on Arena. Let's just be real, everyone. That's a pipe dream right now. There's no way we're going to get thousands upon thousands. You know what? It's probably now at this point, tens of thousands of cards on MTGArena to all work to make Commander function. And you've seen it already. This client sometimes has a hard time handling just 2 players. God forbid if we ever do 4 players on this. Ugh. Your computer's going to catch fire probably at that point. But going back to Brawl, I think is actually a decent compromise. But the biggest issues that I see, first off, as I mentioned, is 1, we need to address that Brawl should not be a standard format. Brawl should be historic exclusive. Yeah, I said it. So the way I would like to see Brawl done now is make Brawl historic and make it exclusively digital on MTGArena. If you want to put this, say, on maybe Magic Online, that's a whole nother topic, but I'm not going to argue that because I don't play Magic Online. Since we're mostly focused on Arena, I think that's probably the best way you can hook people into playing this format is make Brawl available to historic all the time. Making it exclusive for like a weekend is just not helping anybody. Not to mention the fact that while Wizards tried to hype it up in the early going by actually putting out physical paper product for the format, it didn't really do anything. They did one set back in 2019 when Eldraine came out, and that was it. It was done. No one else bought it. No one else cared because the cards that people wanted from that were just utilized elsewhere. Basically, they were just used for parts. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, if Wizards doesn't want to put in the effort to actually make paper products separately for that, then why even make it a sanctioned paper legal format? I mean, remember back when people actually used to go physically to places and play paper Magic? Ah, those were the days. So why even bother at least making it a sanctioned paper thing? Just go all digital, make it just for historic, and this would allow things to be a little bit more smoother in terms of the legalities of it. You don't have to be forced into worrying about rotating formats. It's just all eternal. And considering that historic is now becoming its own separate entity, whereas originally it was just being seen in the early going as either quote unquote standard extended or pioneer light, historic is now going to slowly become its own unique format exclusively on Arena, which actually is kind of interesting to see. And now again, I'm going to do another video on just the historic format itself. But for now, that's mostly what I want to address in this video is I would love to see Brawl just become completely historic, make it officially just digital, exclusively on Magic Arena, which would pull people in, and then start slowly adding in more unique cards one by one if they want to. Maybe do on the weekends. I would love to see maybe at least once a month, maybe twice a month. Ideally, I would love to see it weekly. Maybe one new card, one new legendary card that could be a popular commander that you could put into the format for historic, make it available in Brawl, and help promote it to get people actually interested in it. This would be a great, smart way to slowly start trickling in new cards, which would then help expand Historic's card pool. And also the smart thing and fun thing about this is it would get more people to start brewing and coming up with ideas for this format. I actually really would love to see this format flourish. I would love to actually see it grow on Magic Arena. And trust me, again, I'm ready to throw out there some deck techs on it. They'll probably be lengthy, but they'll actually be pretty fun to do just because, again, it's a format that it has potential. But the problem is Wizards did a poor job of promoting it. You have players that don't really have an interest in it. But the current state of affairs right now shows that many people are still playing online, again, just due to what is going on in the world. Until we get to a day again where we all get to physically go back out into the real world, we can all sit down at big old convention halls, pull out our paper decks. I think this is the time where Brawl should have been pushed a lot more. You noticed in the past year of the year of 2020, they really wanted to promote Commander a lot more. Well, while Commander could have been a thing to promote more paper product and have more people play on maybe Magic Online, for Arena, this was the year, or at least this past year, should have been the time that Brawl should have had a little bit more of a shine on the spotlight. For those of you that say like, okay, well, yeah, if I'm playing Brawl, why don't I just play Commander? And you know what? That's fine. I just want people to be given an option. But I also think that both the company needs to support it, or at least provide an incentive for people to play it. And also, you got to have also players that also can enjoy it. So I guess what I'm trying to say, and I apologize for this awkward sounding rant, but the long story short I'm trying to make all of this is I want Brawl to become something that Wizards is doing a poor job of figuring out what to do with it. But to hammer that point home, stop making it standard, go on historic, go digital, and then just start trickling in new cards here and there throughout the month. This will help promote it. You can even add this to Friday Night Magic. You can just make this something very unique. Just the fact that it kills me that although Brawl is available now that you can play, just making it historic at least would give a lot more uniqueness, would give a lot more diversity to the format, and it would encourage people to actually start playing around with it more. Honestly, if they made Historic Brawl a thing, I probably would stop doing more of my historic deck techs and just focus on those, because again, it would be a lot more fun. And also you can do a lot more budget options with this too, which if you didn't know, this is what this channel is about. But anyway, that's really all I got for you guys. Sorry, I don't want to keep ranting and repeating the exact same thing over and over again, but that's literally what this whole rant was about, was just for me to say, I don't know how you guys feel. What do you think of Brawl? Do you think Brawl could do a lot more? Is this how you get your fix for maybe Commander itself if you're playing Magic Arena? All I just know is I would just love to see at least Magic Arena start extending out more. We are starving right now for trying to get to Pioneer, and it's still going to be a ways away. So at least by trying to support Brawl a little bit more, by extending where the format can be, this would at least give more people, especially those that maybe don't have the budget to make expensive decks using rares and mythics, at least it would give them something to work with until they build up to other decks. But again, that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think? Do you think, again, this is where it should be? Do you think it should be abandoned? I don't know. Either way, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. But aside from that, thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if I helped you out, you learned something, or at least I entertained you. And remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. Later.